Welcome back guys to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's video is about the new Nintendo Switch that is coming out next year. It is being confirmed pretty much everywhere that a new Switch is in the works. Some people are even saying it's in production as we speak. So that's pretty cool. But the most interesting thing about the new Nintendo Switch, as you can probably guess on my right here, is that it's supposedly going to be 4K compatible. It's going to run 4K games. Now, when I first heard this, I thought there's no way a new Nintendo Switch can support 4K in a handheld form factor, right? It's just absurd. I mean, why would you even want to play games at 4K on a little screen? There would be no point. It would have less performance. It would probably the graphics would probably be scaled back so bad to the point where it just made it unplayable. But it is actually going to be possible. Now, like I said, when I first heard about this, I thought, okay, they'll support 4K, but they'll support it in the menus, the home menu. They'll maybe support it in the app, support it in apps like Netflix and YouTube. But from what I've read and what's coming out is that it will actually support 4K, but it's not going to do it in the way that we think, right? It's going to use something called NVIDIA DLSS. Now, if you don't know what NVIDIA DLSS is, it's basically NVIDIA's proprietary technology where they upscale an image. Let's say they upscale a 1080p image to 4K. Now, usually when you upscale an image from 1080p to 4K, you're basically quadrupling the size of the image. And what usually ends up happening is the 4K image that you're left with after the upscaling, it ends up being blurry, it ends up being pixely, it's not very sharp, it loses a ton of detail. Well, DLSS basically takes that 1080p image, quadruples it to 4K, and then it fills in all the missing gaps. It fills in all the blanks and tries to recreate that image to make it look like native 4K. And from what everyone's been saying is that DLSS actually in some cases makes something look better than native 4K in some cases. Now, DLSS isn't some magical technology that people are hyping up. It is actually being used right now in PC gaming. Now, if you have an NVIDIA RTX 20 series card for your gaming PC or an RTX 30 series, you can actually use DLSS right now. And it is specifically useful on consoles or laptops like mine. I have a gaming laptop over there. It is not going to last forever, right? It's not the most powerful graphics card, but what DLSS allows you to do is it allows you to play games at higher resolutions without any performance impact. So you could run a game at 4K and have it perform as if it's running at 1080p, right, with the high frame rates and everything, and it still look as good as 4K. So that is NVIDIA DLSS in a nutshell, really. It is a new NVIDIA proprietary, specific to NVIDIA, upscaling technology that uses artificial intelligence to sort of bridge the gap and make that image that's originally 1080p and make it run at 4K and look like 4K. I think it's incredible, and I think it is more than possible. Now, from what I've heard, the new Nintendo Switch, it's going to be on par with a PS4, not a PS4 Pro, a baseline PS4, the original PS4. But that's still pretty crazy, right? I mean, having a PS4 in your pocket, mind blowing. If it's on par with a PS4, that'd be cool. I don't know if it's going to be more powerful than a PS4. I think it'll either be on par or slightly behind a PS4. Kind of like when the Wii came out, people were saying it's not as powerful as an Xbox One, but it's more close to an Xbox 360, but it's just behind the Xbox One when it came out. But I could see this happening. I could see the new Switch being close to a PS4. And like I says, the PS4 can't support 4K gaming right now, but if paired with something like NVIDIA DLSS, I think it's more than possible. But yeah, I read an article on T3.com basically confirms that Nintendo are rumored to be making on this Nintendo are rumored to be working on this Pro version of the Switch to sit alongside the handheld only Switch Lite, making a trio of consoles for every gamer's need. They're going to try and plug the gap between the Switch and Nintendo's next gen console, With whispers of revamped hardware being able to support 4K gaming, the Pro could happily get ports of the PS5 and Xbox Series X titles. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to start seeing ports of like Spider-Man, Miles Morales getting ported to the new Switch. I think that's wishful thinking. I think it's going to support last gen games, like the games that are coming out now for the PS4 and Xbox One X, Series X. Not the Series X, the Xbox One X. I think we're going to see current gen games come to the new Switch, but have them run at like 4K and higher resolutions, and have them look a lot nicer and run at better frame rates, basically. But yeah, Bloomberg reported that Nintendo were asking developers to make their games 4K ready, so that that confirms that they're working on something new. I've already covered NVIDIA DLSS. We did see a report of a new patent for a new Joy-Con earlier this week. We could see it here. As you can see, it looks like a Joy-Con, but it doesn't look like a Joy-Con that connects to a Switch. It looks like a handheld Joy-Con. So some people are speculating that this could mean that Nintendo aren't going to make a hybrid or a handheld at all. They're going to make a standalone, dedicated sort of console that you would sit under your TV. And I don't know if that's a good idea. Let me know in the comments down below. I think if they go back to trying to compete with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, I think they're going to get absolutely pummeled, because you're going to be able to buy the new next gen consoles, the lower end ones like the Xbox Series S and the PS5 digital for around $299. So why would you buy a dedicated Switch that you can't pick up and play anywhere for around the same price? Like, why would you do that when you could buy a true next gen console? I don't know, that's just my opinion. Don't kill me for it, okay? Don't kill me for that opinion. I just don't know why anyone would spend $300 on a dedicated Switch that you can't pick up and play, and that can't play next gen games. But yeah, that's supposedly a new patent that came out, and I really hope they stick to this sort of handheld hybrid console. Now, a fun article that I did read from TweetTown suggests that Nintendo could be working on a new Nintendo Switch dock, that a dock with a brand new chip inside it that will basically boost up your Switch's graphics and support running games at 4K using DLSS. Now, I think that would be a better approach, right? No one's going to be playing their Nintendo Switch Lite in 4K, right? What would be the point of playing 4K on a little screen like this? I think if we could plug our Switches into a dock and then have that boost the graphics and upscale it to 4K just for the TV, I think that's a better idea. I really hope they don't make a dedicated sort of system. I think that would be a bad idea, and I don't think it would sell very well. But yeah, guys, everyone's reporting on it. Nintendo Life is reporting on it. T3, the article that I read, has reported on it. They're basically saying that Nintendo could be making a handheld, full-fledged console. Like I said, I really hope they don't. I think that would be a bad idea. But either way, guys, a new Switch is slated for next year. It is supposedly going to run 4K games. I'm looking forward to seeing if it does. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Nintendo should make a full-fledged console again? I don't think they should. I think they should stick to the hybrid system. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with the PS5 and Series X. I think their games are better suited to this handheld form factor, like the Nintendo Switch. But I'd love to know your opinion. Let me know in the comments down below. Smash a thumbs up under this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget, join our Discord down below. It's a fun place just to hang out and talk about Nintendo stuff and games, technology, all that stuff. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.